Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2019 Iowa Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program Overview and Civil Rights Training. We'll start with an overview of the program, the procedures, the application instructions, and frequently asked questions, and then move on to the required civil rights training. The Senior Farmers Market Program is in Central Iowa is administered by the Iowa Department of Agriculture and Land Stewardship and Aging Resources of Central Iowa in collaboration with senior centers, senior housing facilities, service providers, and case managers. In 2018, over 4,285 individuals received Senior Farmers Market checks in our 8-county area. The purpose of the Senior Farmers Market Program is to provide fresh, nutritious, locally grown fruits, vegetables, honey, and herbs from farmers markets and roadside stands to low-income seniors. Also, to increase the consumption of local agricultural commodities and develop new and additional farmers markets, roadside stands, and community-supported agriculture programs. How does it work? Each individual will receive 10 $3 checks or $30 in benefits. A married couple receives $60 worth of benefits. Each person can receive a farmer's market checks only once a year, and the checks can be used between June 1st and October 31st. Program eligibility. Eligible participants in the Senior Farmers Market Program must be 60 years of age or older, live in the service area of Aging Resources, and have a yearly income of less than $23,107 if single, and if a married couple, $31,284. A person must be 60 years or older at the time of the application. This means if they're not quite 60 at the time they apply, they would need to wait to apply until their 60th birthday. The next slide shows the 8-county area that Aging Resources serves in Central Iowa. If you serve clients outside of Aging Resources, 8-county area, please visit this website to determine which area agency on aging serves that area. Again, the financial income guidelines, the guideline is for gross yearly income of less than $23,107 for a single person and $31,284 for a married couple. If a couple is living together but not married, they use the single figures. So 2 individual single people. If a couple is separated but still legally married, they must go by the married figure. I will email you an application that is specific to your location, as well as a list of the people that you signed up last year, if applicable. Print the application double-sided, and if you are not able to do that, I can print them for you. Send only original applications to Aging Resources, not photocopies, and please submit the applications in alphabetical order by last name. If possible, please pre-register as many clients as possible before May 10th, Friday. The first batch of checks will be distributed prior to June 1st. We will continue to accept applications until we are out of checks. And the applications submitted after the first batch that comes in on May 10th will be processed as we are able, as they come in. Around June 1st, you will be notified that your checks are ready. You will need to sign a sheet when you receive your checks, and each set of checks will come in a small envelope with information about the program on the envelope. A booklet listing participating farmers markets will accompany the checks and should be given to each client. The participating farmers markets in the booklet is information as of May 1st. After May 1st, you can visit this website to find an updated list. Here's a picture of what the client packet looks like. 1 packet per client. Couples will receive 2 packets. The next slide shows a signature page. You will sign at the top of the page as the staff responsible. And when you deliver your checks to your clients, they must sign and date the label that is attached to their packet of checks. Tear the label on the dotted line and attach it to this sheet next to the accompanying corresponding name. If a couple, only 1 signature is needed, and if the client is unable to sign, an X is sufficient. All signature sheets must be turned in to Aging Resources by October 1st. I will send reminders out to you as the program winds down. Please make copies of your signature sheets before you send them in, because if sheets are lost, you will need to obtain the signatures again. This next slide shows the actual application, and it's very important that you get this filled out completely. This sample application on first glance looks like it's filled out correctly, but there are many errors. At the top, you can see that the boxes are not checked. We have to have at least 3 of the 4 boxes checked, that they are 60 years of age or older, live in the service area of Aging Resources, and the income for either a single person or a married couple. The date of birth is not correct. For last 4 digits of the Social Security number, we don't need the whole number, just the last 4 digits. The phone number is incomplete, and we have to indicate their ethnicity and race. So these are blank, and we need those filled in. And then at the bottom, Bob Jones is married, so we need his spouse's signature. We would really appreciate your help in getting these applications complete, as any missing information requires us to contact you. On the application, please print, again, the last 4 digits of the Social Security number, and the phone number is very important. So please check over the client information to make sure it's filled out completely and correctly. The client needs to sign the application and date it. If they're unable to sign, an X is sufficient. And of course, if they're a married person, we need the client's signature and the spouse's. On the back page of the application, the information should be read before the client signs on the front. The proxy information does not need, it can be left blank unless they would like to assign a proxy. So if the person is unable to go to the farmer's market on their own, they may assign a proxy on their application to act on their behalf. The proxy can assist in completing the application as well as receiving and spending the checks. Proxies must complete all information requested on the back page of the application, including their relationship to the client, and they must sign and date. A proxy must be 18 years of age or older, and a proxy may act on behalf of only one eligible participant. However, if the proxy is directly related to several participants, they may act on behalf of those that he or she is related to. This is very important. This next point, we get a lot of questions on this. A facility manager or staff person may not be a proxy for more than one participant unless they're related to the participant. So a senior housing apartment manager can be a proxy for one of their residents, but only one unless they're related to someone else. Proxies may pick up and use checks as long as the benefits are received by the participants. And when the proxy uses the checks at the farmers markets, they need to sign their name rather than the client's on the check. A proxy cannot complete an application without the eligible applicant present unless the eligible individual provides a note of consent, including their name, address, phone number, and signature, as well as the proxy's name and relationship or documentation of authority, such as power of attorney. If an applicant has designated a proxy, they agree to the following, and that is spelled out on this slide. Nutrition education, distribution sites must agree to the following. I have read and understand that the nutrition education information sheet provided by the Iowa Department of Agriculture should be verbally communicated to senior farmers market clients. The next few slides are frequently asked questions. My client displaced their farmers market checks. Can they get a new book? No. Each participant can only be issued one book of checks, and clients should be treating these checks just like money. So please let Aging Resources know immediately if checks have been lost or stolen. One of my clients passed away. Can I give their checks to someone else? No, checks must be returned to Aging Resources. My client moved into a nursing facility. What should I do with their checks? Checks that are no longer going to be used should be returned to Aging Resources. So, please return checks to Aging Resources if client no longer wants them, client moves to a nursing facility or out of Iowa, you can't reach the client's not able to use, or they are in the hospital for an extended period of time. And if you do return your checks, please attach a note stating why they are being returned. What if my client refuses to fill out all the information on the application? We are not able to provide checks to anyone who does not provide all of the information requested on the application. What if my client is 60 but their spouse is not? Can they both sign up? The individual who is 60 plus can sign up, but their spouse is not eligible. And even though the spouse is not eligible, we still need to look at that combined income of $31,284 for a married couple. What can be purchased with senior farmers market checks? Again, fresh, nutritious, unprocessed fruits, vegetables, honey, and fresh cut herbs can be purchased. Certain foods are not eligible for purchase. These include dried fruits or vegetables such as prunes, raisins, sun-dried tomatoes, or dried chili peppers, potted fruit or vegetable plants, potted or dried herbs, wild rice, nuts of any kind, even raw, maple syrup, cider, and molasses are also not allowed. Okay, this next section is required civil rights training. The Farmers Market Program is administered at the federal level by the Food and Nutrition Service, an agency of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. All state and local agencies must comply with USDA regulations on non-discrimination and the following requirements. So the civil rights training requirements include collecting and using data, effective public notification systems, complaint procedures, compliance review techniques, resolution of noncompliance, requirements for reasonable accommodations of persons with disabilities, requirements for language assistance, conflict resolution, and customer service. This slide lists the civil rights authorities. No person can be denied benefits based on race, color, national origin, age, sex, or disability. What is discrimination? It is defined as the act of distinguishing one person or group of persons from others, either intentionally, by neglect, or by the effect of actions or lack of actions based on the protected bases. Racial ethnic data collection and reporting. Data is used to generate reports required by the federal government. Data is for statistical purposes only and does not have any bearing on participation. Race refers to people of the same ancestry. Ethnicity refers to the country of birth. And self-identification is the preferred means of obtaining information about an individual's race and ethnicity. Ethnicity is reported as Hispanic or Latino or not Hispanic or Latino. Race is reported as white, black, Asian, American Indian or Alaskan Native, Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islander. When serving clients with disabilities, agencies shall make a reasonable accommodation for the known physical or mental limitation and ensure equal access to the program's benefits, services, and activities. If needed, we can arrange for sign language interpreter upon request to hearing impaired individuals or other individuals that need translation services. Records must be kept for 5 years after closeout of the federal fiscal year in which the client was terminated. Safeguards must be maintained that prevent the use of this information for discriminatory purposes. Reviewing of records may be done by auditors, WIC State Agency, USDA Food and Nutrition Services, or Office of the Inspector General. Public notification for this program may include newspaper articles, radio, television, pamphlets, flyers, or grassroots organizations. All materials must maintain the non-discrimination statement that no person will be denied program benefits based on the basis of race, color, national origin, age, sex, or disability. And the non-discrimination statement must be available and must be. You can see the full non-discrimination statement, and then the non-discrimination poster must be displayed in a prominent place at all sites, such as a lobby or waiting area. And you can see the And Justice for All poster with Lady Liberty, and you can download it at this site. Examples of discrimination. exclusion of eligible people based on race, color, national origin, age, sex, or disability, inequitable service or allocation of food, issuance of food instruments in a place, time, or manner that results in denying or limiting benefits to a specific group, segregation of persons in waiting rooms or by the way they're scheduled, failure to apply the same eligibility criteria to all potentially eligible persons, and maintaining waiting lists based on race, color, national origin, age, sex, or disability. Any person alleging discrimination has the right to file a complaint within 180 days of the alleged discriminatory action. Civil rights complaints will be accepted in writing, orally, or anonymously. If this is an issue, please notify your senior farmers market coordinator immediately. That's me. I will provide all forms for written complaints, take detailed notes in the event of oral complaints, and complaints must be reported immediately. This next slide shows the complaint information needed, and then a resolution of noncompliance, a written report to the entity explaining the area of civil rights noncompliance, appropriate citation being violated, law, regulation, policy, instruction, or guidelines, etc., and a corrective action plan with a 60-day deadline to achieve compliance. So, how do we get started with the Senior Farmers Market Program? After you view this video, you will let me know that you've viewed the video, and I will send you a distribution site agreement to complete and sign and date and send back to me. And after submitting this, you will receive an email from me containing the list of participants from last year and your applications. You may begin signing people up as soon as you receive your applications. And the next slide shows you the wording on the distribution site agreement that you will sign, agreeing to comply with these requirements. So thank you for your attention, and please contact me if you have any questions. Thank you.